Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Let us start our lesson. You can see over 20 students have joined. I'm going to first give a chance to a few to tell me where they are studying and their names. But before we do that, let us first have a prayer, an opening prayer. So let me get one person to put up your hand and you give us an opening prayer for our lesson. There's someone who was using Technopop. I don't normally select people who have not put their names. You try to rename yourself so that I can call you by name. This one called Technopop 2+. What is your actual name? What's your name?
My name is Jean Unity.
Is what?
Jean Unity.
Unity?
Unity. Yes.
Okay. I've changed your name. Always put your name when you are. There's a way how you can always put your name on your. You touch your name and you rename. Okay, give us an opening prayer. Unity.
We pray in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Almighty God, we thank you for this new day. We thank you for the gift of life. And we thank you for our teacher who is going to take us through this ICT paper. And may you grant him blessings and may you grant us success so that we can get what he's teaching. In the name of the Lord, I've prayed. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Unity, for that prayer. Okay, so we are going to be looking at internet and the World Wide Web, which is one of the topics in subsidiary ICT. It is actually topic number 8. And I'm going to, it is normally taught in senior 5 term 2 on the syllabus. It's one of the last topics in senior 5 term 2. So some of you may have covered it already, others maybe have not, but we are going to look at it quickly and then we shall proceed to the next topic. Called Rogers Mukalele. I'm going to be the one handling this particular lesson in ICT. As you all know, this program is brought to you by the Edify Uganda and the Christian School Owners Association and ICT Teachers Association. So we have many ICT teachers who are part of this program. Another time you may find another teacher, but we are going to be teaching you things on the syllabus so that you can be able to pass this subsidiary paper and then get the point. But also it's not just about getting the point. You need to get the skills because ICT skills are very important during this period and during this era and in the 21st century. And when you go to university, every course you do will require you to have ICT skills. So we are teaching you ICT and we said, let us add ICT on this so that you can be able to get the skills. Okay, so we are also actually using ICT right now, Zoom, internet, and we're going to be looking at internet, which is a very important topic. Okay, so before I continue, let me get from one or two people. You tell me your name and whether you covered this topic before the lockdown or not. You can put up your hand. You tell me your name and your school. Did you cover this topic before the lockdown in your school or you had not yet covered it? Put up your hand. Ronald.
I'm Paul Ronald from St. Henry's College in Barwana Mugongo. We had not yet covered this topic.
Okay, thank you very much. Let us get another person. Samuel.
Yeah. Are you getting me?
Yes. Yes, Samuel, go ahead.
Okay, yes, I'm called Abiriga Samuel Aita. from Vora Secondary School, Arua. I've not yet covered the topic yet. Yes, you have got me?
Thank you. Yes, I've got you. Edina?
Okay.
I am now Edina. I'm from St. Maria Girls Pretend, and we haven't yet covered this topic.
Okay, thank you. Finally, Daphne and Jordan. Daphne?
Daphne from Hamdan Girls Zimbabwe. We had started with something about that, but we had not yet finished the whole of it.
Okay, thank you. Let us also have Jordan.
My name is Timothy, Academic Schools and Topic.
Okay. So other members, you will give us when during the lesson we shall be interacting, and you will be able to give other responses as we proceed. So I have already uploaded these notes on Google Classroom. So you will go to Google Classroom. I will show you at the end how you will access them. So don't worry about the notes. What I want you is to pay attention and be interactive and ask questions, and we learn. Then after the lesson, you will go to Google Classroom, download the entire notes and copy them so that we can move faster. I hope that is fine. I've already uploaded them. So in this topic, we are having 3 subtopics. We have what we call, the first subtopic is Introduction to the Internet. That is the first subtopic, Introduction to the Internet. Then the second subtopic is Internet Services. Then the third subtopic is World Wide Web. Those are the 3 subtopics under this topic. Today we are going to be looking at the first one, Introduction to the Internet. That is going to be the subtopic we are going to be looking at today. This topic is very common in UNEB. Even last year, I have here the paper I will show you, questions which came in UNEB. And many learners, sometimes they only learn practical, they don't want to learn theory. So you should also be learning theory in order to pass and be able to excel in subsidiary ICT. Okay, so in this first subtopic of Introduction to the Internet, we are going to be looking at a number of things. We are going to look at the meaning of Internet and explain the meaning of Internet. And then we're also going to look at the implications of the Internet, the advantages and the disadvantages. That's what we are going to look at today. What is Internet and what are the advantages and the disadvantages of using the Internet? That is what we are going to be looking at today. Okay. Okay, so here, before maybe I proceed, who can tell me what is the difference between Internet and World Wide Web? I want to, because many people confuse these 2 things, Internet and World Wide Web. Who can tell us the difference? Ronald?
Yes, for me, I think that Internet is the global connection of computer networks. And the World Wide Web, it is like an email. For me, that's what I think.
World Wide Web is like an email. Okay, and the other one you said is a global connection of computer networks. Olivia, what do you have to say?
So for me, I think Internet, this is the global connection of computers onto a network.
Okay, so let us first look at this. So as you are saying, Internet is the global interconnection of computer networks. I'm having here an illustration here on this slide. I hope you can see that image which has come. So when the Internet started, it didn't start when it was in the whole world. There are some researchers who were doing things in universities in America. They started with what we call a LAN. They created a small network within a university, within a research area. Then they wanted to share information with people in another town. So they started cabling and connecting computers so that they can share information in that town. Then after some time, they kept extending until they connected. You see, a LAN, a local area network, is a network within a small location. Within a small location. So that is a LAN. And now when you connect several LANs, you come up with what we call a WAN. Who can tell me what a LAN is in full and what a WAN is in full? What is a WAN and what is a LAN in full? Melissa? Melissa? Melissa, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
A LAN is? Okay.
A LAN is a local area network, and a WAN is a wide area network.
Okay, thank you very much. So a local area network is in a small location, like within your computer laboratory at school. That is a LAN, local area network. When computers are connected with cables so that you can send a song from this computer to the other, or a document, and it goes to the other computer when you have not used a flash. You can transmit through the cable, through the network. So that's a LAN. Now, if you expand this and it goes beyond your school to other schools around, it becomes a WAN. So if you connect several and it expands the entire world where you send messages from here to America, then it becomes the internet. So the internet is also a WAN. The internet is the largest WAN, the largest wide area network. The internet enables millions of computers to communicate and share resources globally. So when you are defining the internet, please don't just say the global connection of computers. You say global connection of computer networks, computer networks. Let us always use that in order to have a good definition. Global connection of computer networks. Are we there? Now, when computers are connected, there are many things that they can do. There are some things we can do when we have connected computers. In a LAN, in a WAN, there are things we can do. What are some of the things we can do when we have connected the computers globally? What are some of the things that we can do? These are what we call the internet services. What are some of those things that we can do when we have established connectivity of computers? Right now, we are on this Zoom call. It means our phones or our computers, our devices, our computers, they have been interconnected, and there's something that we are able to do because our computers are now connected. I can talk here, you can hear, so there's some kind of connection around us. What are some of the things that we can do when our computers are connected? Wanyama?
Communicate and share resources globally.
We can share resources. That is Wanyana Emily. We can share resources, can communicate. That is somehow general. How do we communicate? How do we share resources? Olivia?
Yes, sir.
What are some of the internet services that are enabled by having connectivity of computers?
So I have the same answer. So I have the same answer: communication or sharing information.
Okay, so there are very many internet services. Let us hear from Masa. Because computers can be connected, there are things that we can now do as the human beings. What are some of those things? Olivia, Bridget, we can?
We can communicate through Skype.
Skype is an example of what you call video conferencing. So the internet service here is video conferencing, and it also includes Zoom. Is that okay? So internet enables several services to take place. One of them is video conferencing. Another one is what? Who can tell me another internet service? Charles. Because these people were very clever, they managed to connect to computers. Now, these computers, there are things we can do. One of them is, Charles?
E-commerce.
Through computer connection. We can be able to buy and sell things on the internet. That is e-commerce. Okay, yes. Because of time, I'm going to proceed. But one of the other services that is there is World Wide Web. World Wide Web is just a service of the internet. The web later came up. The World Wide Web, who can tell me what is World Wide Web? None of you managed to pass it. What is World Wide Web? World Wide Web is one of the internet services which are enabled by internet being around. So these computers were connected, and after they were connected, we have the World Wide Web also as one of the services. Okay, maybe we shall proceed because I'm going to be talking about internet services. Let me proceed. So let us first look at the internet here. So I've been telling you that the internet in around the in 1969, the US Department of Defense commissioned what we call the Advanced Research Projects Agency. And you should be able to write this in full. They can ask you in your exams. What is ARPANET? ARPANET in full. Let me first remove it. ARPANET in full. Hey, I want to see whether you are attentive. Who has seen the ARPANET in full? What is ARPANET in full? Let me just handpick someone, and I see whether he's absent-minded. Rebecca, what is internet in? What is ARPANET in full? There is also Tabitha. What is ARPANET in full? Are you in class or you are just observing the environment? Asa, what is ARPANET in full? Hey, all these people have shied away. I've told them to unmute, but they are just observing. Okay, let me proceed. Seems the people are not attentive. Asa, what is ARPANET in full?
Advanced Research Projects Agency Network.
Huh? Advanced what? Okay. Next time you will find it in an exam. So it is the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. That is the mother of the internet, the first version of the internet, small version. So it was a small network that was just within America. And several universities and defense bases were connected to it. So after some time, it was extended and it went to Europe in 1973. And it is this ARPANET that evolved into the internet. And after, computer networks were connected to it in different parts of the world. So in 1992, more than 1 million hosts existed on the internet. Hosts are the devices. Right now, we are having billions. If you are to ask on Google, how many devices are connected? How many devices are connected to the internet? If you are to ask on Google, they can tell you right now how many devices. You think how many are connected to the internet really? How many do you think? So let me just show you here. Let me just show you. See, I've just searched on Google here. See, Google is our friend. Google is one of the is part of the World Wide Web. So By 2021, 30 billion devices are connected around the world. How many devices are connected to the internet? We are having billions of devices connected to the internet as at the moment. So here with my black goggle here. So so we are having that. So but in 1993, very few had been connected to the internet. Only a few, more than just 1 million. And the number of hosts has been growing. Hosts are the several connections that we are having. So I have an illustration here of different things that people have managed to start doing on the internet because there are cables connecting computers around the world. We have cables, we have wireless connectivity and satellite and other ways of connecting computers. So because now people are connected, what was the ARPANET in 1969? We got what we call FTP. Who can guess what FTP is? Who can guess what FTP is? Who can guess what FTP is? I want someone to guess what FTP is. Manny Joseph or Hillary? What is FTP?
File transfer protocol.
File transfer protocol. Thank you very much. File transfer protocol. So file transfer protocol was a technology, or it is actually still there, for transferring files direct from one computer to another using what we call FTP. So this was there before Google came, before there was a browser like Firefox. People could use what we call some software called FTP clients, and they could transfer files direct from one computer to another. We also had what we call TCP/IP. TCP/IP. Then we had what we call Ethernet. Ethernet now, that's what brought in the cables. The cables like the LAN cables. I'm going to give you as an assignment to go and research about each of these technologies, and you tell me what it means. This is going to be your assignment for today. These are some of the developments which have been coming up with the internet. What you know as the World Wide Web, where you have a website, came only in around 1990. Before that, people could never search. They could use internet in a different way. They could use other applications to transfer things around without necessarily using the internet. So for example, right now we are using Zoom as an application. If I want, I can send you a file direct to your phones through the Zoom chat. I would have sent direct file to you. So they could use applications to send files direct around, and it could help them using that way. So we also had things like eBay. eBay is part of, if someone talked about e-commerce, eBay is a website. Let me share my entire screen here because I'm sharing a very interesting topic. So if I come and I say eBay, eBay is an e-commerce site. You can go there and you buy things. You can buy a watch and all that. So it's one of the first e-commerce sites which came in the 90s. We had things like AOL, MSN. Our giant, Mr. Google, is just a baby. Google came in around 1998. Let me just search here. When was Google born? It was Google born. You see, Google has told us Google was born in 1998 at Menlo Park in California. But internet was there. So some of you think internet is Google, which is not the right thing. Internet is not Google. Internet was there, the connectivity, but Google, the search engine, came in around 1998. We have iTunes. To some of you, Facebook is your internet. Once the government blocks Facebook, you just throw away the phone. Facebook is not internet. Facebook just came in around 2004. We have Skype. We have something known as YouTube. YouTube is also a child as far as internet is concerned. So the trend moves on. We have WhatsApp and other things. They have come, Twitter and all these things. So I'm going to be asking you to research more about some of these key developments that have come up because of the internet. So internet, because computers are connected, people can Facebook, people can email, people can do e-commerce, people can send files via FTP, people can video conference using Skype. Those are what you call internet services. People can do social media. Social media is an internet service. So if they come and they ask you in your exams, mention the internet services. Some of you start scratching your head. Internet services are those things that you can do because there is data. Those things that you can do because computers are connected. You can transfer files, you can search on Google, that is part of World Wide Web. The website bit, the searching bit, that is the World Wide Web. You can Zoom, that is video conferencing. You can Facebook, that is social media. You can transfer files, that is FTP. You can do a lot of things on the internet, and those are the internet services. You can send emails, that is the internet services. So how do you get connected to the internet? You want to do any of the things above. How do you connect to the internet? What are the requirements of connecting to the internet? Let me ask some members here. I'm going to first lower all your hands because some of you put up your hands before I asked. So now I want to ask a question. How do you get connected to the internet? Members, those of you who are connected, first tell me, how did you get connected to the internet? There are many ways of connecting to the internet. Olivia, how do you get connected to the internet? Because you want to enjoy some of the services above. How do you get connected to the internet? Olivia?
Yes. Yes, Master.
How have you connected to the internet today?
I'm using Wi-Fi.
Which Wi-Fi? There is a router at home. Which network? AfriCell. Oh, I heard AfriCell is going to be closed within a few weeks from now.
Wi-Fi.
Let me hope some of you will not go off Zoom because AfriCell is going to die. So Wi-Fi, this Wi-Fi, where does it come from? Okay, let's get from another person. Unity. There is some Wi-Fi which government is giving, by the way. Have you ever heard of free Wi-Fi, which is being given by Minister of ICT? It is called MyUG. I don't know if some of you are in places where there's MyUG. So there is that public Wi-Fi, but then there is some Wi-Fi which I can turn on with my phone using a hotspot. So which Wi-Fi were you talking about? Let me hear from another person. Unity, how have you connected today to the internet? Unity doesn't know. Hillary, how did you get connected today?
I mentioned from the ISP.
Which ISP?
Airtel.
So how did you get Airtel to connect you to the internet?
You first buy internet bundles.
So you're using a mobile phone, eh?
Wi-Fi, but for Airtel. Broadcast.
And I'm lost. How are you getting this Wi-Fi? Anyway, let me just proceed. It seems I'm the one who is backward. I don't know how people connect to the internet. There are some countries, by the way. Let me first go back here to Google. You see, some of you are making us lost. Because if I'm telling my mother in the village, how will she connect to the internet? So we have some cities with free Wi-Fi. If I search, these are the countries. If you go to these countries, you don't even buy any data. You just turn on your phone, you see some network. The Wi-Fi, which covers a whole city, is known as a metropolitan area network, a MAN. So when you go to these countries, you'll find Wi-Fi in the air. You just enjoy. So they have taken care of the data. There is Wi-Fi. But if you are going to make your own Wi-Fi at home, you may need some gadgets that will help. Either you put in a line, or you'll do something to make sure that you are connected to the internet. So personally, let me first end this. I'm going to show you these notes here. So I'm having this device. I don't know if you can see. Are you seeing this device?
Router.
Yeah, this is a router here, which I'm using to connect. In this device, there is a SIM card. You can see there's a SIM card here. The way you put a SIM card in your phone. Are we there?
Yes.
So this thing gives off Wi-Fi. Yeah? So I can say, okay, so for you people are just making me to get lost. You're telling me about Wi-Fi without telling me exactly how you are getting that Wi-Fi. Is it Wi-Fi in the city provided by government? Have you used the Wi-Fi using your hotspot of your phone? Do you have a router? Do you have a cable? There are many ways of connecting to the internet. Yes. You need a computer, first of all. For you to get connected to the internet, you need to have an enabled device. A device, even your phone is a computer. That device should have a way of connecting, interfacing with the internet. Some phones don't have Wi-Fi capability to access Wi-Fi. They like these small phones. But some devices have a way of accessing, and other devices can even make a hotspot. Now, we have what we call the network interface card. It is the device which enables connectivity to the internet. So if you have a phone which accesses Wi-Fi, it means it has some way of getting a wireless receiver, which is now the NIC, or the internet service card. Then you will need to have an internet service provider. In this case, in this line, I'll put in an MTN line. So this ISP is the company which is going to provide you with the internet. So I've just been crying for my friends who are using AfriCell. I don't know whether you have heard of AfriCell, that AfriCell is dying within a few days. AfriCell, wherever, AfriCell. If you search about AfriCell, Uganda, and you just go to its website, it is going to tell you some bad news. It's going to tell you that my friends have been here for 7 years, I'm going away. Because it has failed to make business. Now, this AfriCell is one of the ISPs in Uganda, which enable people to get connected to the internet. See? So even its website is refusing to open. So it has been selling routers and those things. These are some part of the current affairs that you can read. So if you go to the website, you tell you click here, there is an important announcement from AfriCell Uganda. I think you are not able to see my screen. Let me share once again the entire screen. Okay, so as we are proceeding, we should be able to understand. So this is the message I was telling you. Once you go to AfriCell website, you'll see that very important communication, and they'll tell you AfriCell is going away from Uganda. Services ending in Uganda on 7th of October. So if you are joining us using AfriCell, try to look for a new line as soon as possible, because your days are numbered on our classrooms. So internet service provider is the company that takes care of the technical aspects of connecting you to the internet. And in Uganda, I think Orange is on it became AfriCell. We have MTN, we have Airtel, UTL, even UTL died, I think, a natural death, although it is still there trying to sketch around. Yeah, so we have also what we call a modem. Modem is the other device that is going to convert the signals into the format that the computer can be able to access. I'm going to be showing you an illustration more about that. Then you also need some software that you need to use to access the internet. So in this case, we are using Zoom, which has the capability of transmitting our data through video conferencing to other people's phones. If you are using the internet, you need a browser. If you are using email, you need the email client. If you are using FTP, you need a software like FileZilla to transfer the files. So you always need some software that is going to enable you to use that service of the internet. So this is an illustration of connecting to the internet. And this was the old way of connecting. Some of you these days, you don't see this. So we have this thing known as a computer, as you can see here. This is the computer. So this computer here can be connected by cable to a modem. Then this modem connects to the network of MTN or AfriCell or UTL. So right now for you people, this one is all seamless. Within your phone, the cable here is via wireless. We are having those masks which are transmitting the microwave signals and those other things. So if you are using wireless, so there's no cable. So you just connect direct. Yeah, but you can ask, we have some telecoms like Rock Telecom and others, they can come and they just put a normal cable. They dig up the road and they lay cables down if you want to use like a fiber optic connection. So there will be a cable and there will be a device called a modem that is going to first receive this cable. Then this device will convert the signals which are coming into a format that the computer will be able to use. So in our phones, we already have inbuilt modems. Even in this device of mine here, which I have shown you, it has an inbuilt modem, which transmits and converts signals from the SIM card into data that the computer is going to use. So when you send your message, it is going to be converted from the digital signals to analog. The analog signals are the ones that are going to be transmitted through these cables, the wires. Then when it reaches the other side, it will also going to be again converted from analog back to digital. And the ISP like MTN is going to connect you now to the wider internet. In Uganda, we have internet coming in from Mombasa. We have what you call the fiber. We have the fiber connection network. Okay, so let me say East Africa. So for us to get connected to the rest of the world, we have some kind of way of getting connected to the rest of the world. So there is an image here. I don't know whether you can be able to see. The image is coming up. And this image is showing the fiber optic cable, African fiber optic cable map. So MTN is going to connect. So the cable comes from the port, Mombasa, and then it comes here, then it connects until when we get in Uganda. And then these guys also, they tap from there and then they broadcast it via their AfriCell UG network or MTN UG network. They also buy, so we pay to them the MBs, and they also pay some other service providers at a bigger level who help them to get connected to other parts of the world, including to America, where the ARPANET started from. So we have the ISPs, we have what we call broadband, digital subscriber line. That is another way. This is the way I'm talking about the fiber. If you are going to be using internet seriously, like in Uganda, you saw during the period of elections, they removed these other wireless connectivity, all our networks here, they removed the internet. But there are some organizations like banks, for them, they don't use these MBs of SIM card. For them, they have a fiber. Banks working. I was seeing NBS broadcasting who find out hacking and they access the internet through DSTV. You can connect and have what you call internet satellite phones. These ones, they don't use your Airtel. Let me just search for you from one of them. If you go to your Google, if you want to prepare for the next elections of 2026 and you don't, when the government switches off internet or you remain working, try to buy one internet satellite phone. Yeah? This is just a secret. Satellite phone. Are we there? This one will not use your MTN or whatever. It will connect direct to a satellite somewhere. So even if someone comes from Ohio and he comes here, he remains using his phone. He remains connected. So you can get some of these things here. So you can have satellite connection. You can also get a dish at your home and you connect directly to the satellite when your internet is satellite. You don't use these Airtel or AfriCell things here. Once they switch them off, you remain working. Then we have the wireless hotspot. Some of you were telling me about wireless things, telling me that Wi-Fi. You wanted me to get lost. You thought you know a lot. The Wi-Fi is normally given as a service from, it is a broadcast. So I can get my phone here and I make a Wi-Fi using my phone. I can use my phone here and I make a Wi-Fi. I can use a router and I make a Wi-Fi. But I can get internet through this first method of dial-up. and then I put here a wireless broadcaster, and I serve internet within my wireless area. I can be able to receive internet through fiber, and I make a Wi-Fi out of it. So I make a hotspot, which is a wireless connection, and I can be able to connect to the internet. So when you're talking about Wi-Fi, please make sure that you talk about it well. Now, let me ask you, I'm seeing some 2 hands. Can you tell us what you are asking? Our time has gone. Hilary, you have a question? And Olivia, you have a question?
Excuse me, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So what is by definition, what is hotspot and a search engine?
Okay, hotspot and a search engine.
Yeah.
So a hotspot is usually a wireless broadcast. You see, we have ways of connecting to the internet. Actually, let me just use this illustration here as you are seeing. I hope you are seeing this illustration. So in this illustration, I'm having cables. Here I'm having satellite above. So if I'm a very rich guy, I can put a dish at my home and I connect directly to the satellite and I enjoy internet. If I cannot manage that, I can get UTL guys or Rock Telecom. They come and they lay these poles, just the way electricity works, and they connect my computer via cable, and I get some modem and I'll connect to the internet. If that is hard, or if I've done that at home, I can get this thing and it broadcasts for me Wi-Fi. Or actually, another of connecting actually is using masts. So telecoms like MTN, there's this masts here in Uganda, they call them a milongoti. It is going to broadcast a network which is wireless. So we can have things like WiMAX and other ways of connecting these signals here. So I can have a mobile device connecting via that kind of connectivity. Yeah, so your question was asking about a hotspot. So a hotspot is usually a wireless broadcast of a network so that other devices can be able to connect. And normally a hotspot is within a given range. If you go beyond the range where the hotspot is, then you can't connect. Yeah, so there are some students, for example, at Mukalele University, they have what we call Mark Air. Those are hotspots which have been put around the campus. So learners, when they leave campus, there's no internet, but when they come within the campus area, they can access the hotspots and they use them. So a hotspot is a point where there is a wireless broadcast and you can be able to access it. And you can have a hotspot of Wi-Fi and you connect to it. So that is it. Then the search engine is a program on the World Wide Web, which is used to find information on the World Wide Web. Just like I've been searching about satellite phones. So I went to Google. Google is an example of a search engine, which I used to search. Okay, because of time, I'm seeing our time is up. So this illustration shows different ways of connecting to the internet. You can use a phone line connection. You can use these wireless broadcasts. You can use satellite. You can use fiber optic cable connection, and you can be able to find. I'm going to give you a very good assignment to write for me notes about each of those ways of connecting to the internet and which one is faster, which one is shorter. So I'm going to put an assignment on Google Classroom. We have many factors to consider. Should I use Airtel or should I use AfriCell? I have a friend of mine who is crying. He has been using Airtel as his main line and all his business cards know AfriCell as his main line. But AfriCell has announced that it's going away. So the man is seriously crying. He never chose the good ISP. What are the factors you choose? You must make sure that the ISP is reliable. How long has this ISP? For example, if you look at AfriCell, it was orange. Then it keeps changing. How do I trust such an ISP? When you're choosing an ISP, choose one whom you think that this one is a very good ISP and is not just going to lose business just anyhow. Don't jump on these small networks which come around, because anytime they will go away. So there is, for example, there's one called, so I'm looking at factors to consider when choosing an ISP. Olivia, you have a question?
So what you told us that over that the fair transfer
we are looking at factors, Olivia. We are looking at factors to consider when using ISPs. Don't take me back there because I left that slide 100 years ago. So if you want that question, maybe you'll ask it at the end. Let me complete this. Let us focus. We are looking at factors to consider when choosing ISPs. You'll go and research more about file transfer protocol. That is your assignment. Okay, so I was talking about what do you consider when you are choosing an ISP. Availability. Make sure that, for example, there is a network called Leica Mobile. I use it also. But when I go some places, the network is not there. So if you are going to buy this line and you want to go to the village with it in Christmas, you may reach, there's no signal there. So make sure that one, the ISP, who is the network you're using, is everywhere. So that's why you see some networks like MTN, they use the slogan, everywhere you go. Speed, how fast is this network? How fast is this network? Is the network fast or it is slow? Will you manage to do a Zoom? So if you see some teachers who come here and they teach you, and then their network is fast, it's very slow, just tell them, teacher, try another ISP. So the teachers will be able to know that you are ICT students. How expensive are the services of this ISP? How much is the bundle? So you do a price comparison. We have websites. There's this website here. I'm going to try to tell you to go and check. It's known as Compare. Compare with K. Compare. Okay. So some of you normally you are buying MBs. You go to Compare and find out. Compare. I think that's the URL. Compare.ug. Find out. Compare these service providers. They click on the bundles, mobile data. So you'll see several ISPs listed. And then you can see this one, 1 GB, how much? This one, 1 GB, how much? Those are ways how you can be able to choose an ISP. Look at the price comparison and make sure that the services you'll be able to afford. Otherwise, you'll buy a line and the internet is very good, but it is very expensive, so you cannot be able to use it. Okay, so as Compare is loading, I wanted to show you a list of different ISPs. I'll open it at the end. Customer services, how much do they give customer care? Do you call and you can't get through? How do they have restrictions? How compatible are their modems? And also, do they provide other services like email? So these are some of the factors. When they ask you factors to consider, please, you should be able to look at some of those factors to consider. Like I said, these notes are on Google Classroom. You are going to be able to pick them. Then there are also many factors that affect the speed of a connection. These are also something that they can ask you. There are a number of factors here that also affect the speed of your connection. You could be having a very good internet, but when the computer itself is slow. So you'll start blaming the internet, but when it is your device, you don't have RAM on your computer. So you will have very slow performance. And also you are tapping using a cable, but the cable is too long. So if the cable is too long, it is going to lose what we call signal strength. Yeah, what you call attenuation in networking language. How many people are you? You have got this router, but you have connected 20 people, all of you on the same SIM card. You are using what you call bandwidth. You are sharing the bandwidth. You could be having viruses on your computer, which are also affecting your speed. We also have what we call modem speed. Natural conditions, maybe on that day it has rained heavily and connectivity is very, very poor. So where are you putting your router? Are you putting it under the bed? Positioning of wireless access points and hotspots. Where are you putting your device? You should put them in a good place so that you can be able to broadcast the signal in a good way. There are what you call other technological circumstances. Maybe on that day, MTN is changing some masks, so internet will go off. And there's something known as cookies. Cookies is not cookies that we eat. These are cookies. These are files which are saved within the browser. So if there are too many in your browser, it can also lead your internet to go very down. So I'm concluding by the way with this lesson. So the internet, this part of advantages and disadvantages, I think this is going to be easy. Advantages of using the internet, this is something that you should also be able to do. Advantages and disadvantages. These are things that you are supposed to be able to tell me, the internet services, the communication, disadvantages, viruses, things like pornography, things like theft, spamming. The disadvantages are also quite many. You people are A-level students, so I'm going to request you to go and do research. I have these notes on Google Classroom. I'm going to send you an assignment that you finish. So we have finished our lesson for today. Tomorrow, next time, we are going to be looking at internet services. I already introduced them, but I'm going to be building on them and we shall be looking at them. So I'm going to be putting for you this assignment on Google Classroom. Now, our Google Classroom, those of you who don't know Google Classroom is our digital class. So you'll go under your class. If you don't know how to go to your class, you open and you go to Christian School Owners Association. There is a website, so you click on that link. The link is Christian. So here we are using a search engine. We have opened a browser, we are using a search engine, and we are interacting with the World Wide Web, which is one of the services of the internet. This website, nakshu.org, is one of the millions of websites on the internet. And you will click on join e-class, which is a hyperlink, which is also one of the things that you must know when you are looking at what you call internet and the World Wide Web. Hyperlink, which connects you to another segment on the internet. Scroll down, you are going to find a part where there is what you call Google Classrooms. Google Classrooms, you only join for your class. You click on Senior 5. So when you click on Senior 5 Google Classroom, you are going to find, it is going to take you there. If you have never joined it, it is your first time, it will ask you to join a class. So you click on the join class button. So you will be able to join the class as a learner. Now, where do you go? You go under classwork. Under classwork, you are going to find several subjects that have been put there. We have CRE, history, geography. Look for ICT. Look for ICT. That is our subject. It is at the bottom here. Look for ICT, and you are going to find the notes there. So please copy these notes in advance. Next time when we come for a lesson, you already have the notes, and I'm going to add there an assignment. Try to do that assignment and you submit. Thank you very much for listening and for attending this lesson. There are two hands. There's Bridget. Bridget, do you have anything you're asking?
No.
Bridget? Okay, I think these people, their hands, all their questions have been answered. Okay, thank you very much. My host, Mr. Bernard, do you have anything to say?
I have nothing much to say apart from thanking you for the wonderful lesson. It was engaging and learners have enjoyed it. That's why they're even asking you for your phone numbers and the rest. Yes, a few questions, I've been answering them in the chat section. Thank you. You are muted, you can unmute.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Bernard. I think I've stopped sharing. Let us, I'm through with today.